USB-C. Okay.
Josh, okay?
Hello.
Ok?
What can I do for you?
Yeah.
You need
Josh.
Josh? 1 second.
Josh.
1 second.
Hoje eu errei o nome dele, gente. Eu chamei ele
Okay,
de
he's
Joseph.
here.
Aí eu, hi, Joseph. Aí ele, not
Yes,
Joseph.
Joseph.
Not.
So thank you for coming to my Josh talk.
Josh, and not Joseph. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you for having me. Put this here. All right. So, I'm very serious. No laughing. All right. How many of you saw the presentation earlier this morning? Thank you. I love repeats. It's the same story. There's nothing new. But I don't know what I'm going to say sometimes, so it could be bad. So you might want to record this. I don't know. Maybe not. Okay. So as you can see, I have a blue beard. I'm going to tell you lots of stuff about me because I think my story is interesting. If you don't like it, feel free to leave. I won't be offended. But I get asked this question a lot. Why do you have a blue beard? So let me answer that. And I can either make up a lie, like I'm a superhero who fell into a pool of acid and now I have special strength, which is sarcasm, or I can tell you the whole story, which is I've been in technology since way back in 1990s, so I'm kind of old. This is gray. It's not blue. And what happened was I was in IT, and I was asked to put in phone systems and talk to people. And I came to SAP, this company I'd never heard of, in 2007. So outside of Philadelphia is a little town called Newtown Square, and it is a little town, but it is a huge SAP campus. I had no idea what it did. And so I interviewed there to work in their IT department handling Blackberries. Anybody here had a Blackberry? I found the old people. So you like Brick Breaker, right? I miss Brick Breaker. It was a great game, playing on my Blackberry, and then iPhones came out. And we would not allow iPhones at SAP. They were dangerous because they weren't secure. There was not enterprise grade data security for your SAP customer data. So we couldn't allow them. And all the people in the company wanted them because they were a status symbol. iPhones were important. I've got an iPhone and you don't. But what happened in 2010? Anybody know why we allowed them in 2010? No. Android came out in 2007 as well. Google released several different versions and they came out with their own phones later. But in 2010, the iPad came out. So imagine you're an executive at SAP. You go into a customer meeting and your customer is scrolling through and looking at their data on the iPad. And you're like, your sales numbers are this from their BlackBerry. No more. I'm not going to say who it was, but somebody pretty high up got a call from Steve Jobs. And he said, why did you roll out 4,000 iPads in 6 weeks? He said, because we're an analytics company. We own business data and we should be able to look at it. We were working with a company called Roamby. We ended up rolling them into our company because of business objects to have business objects data on an iPad. So this is like a long way of saying, and by the way, the session title said AI. I'll talk a little bit about AI in here, but it's a lot about technology and cloud and mobility and my story because all of you are my family as part of the SAP community. And I'm here from the SAP community because I worked my way up through IT. I did demos on Sybase technology. Anybody remember the Sybase Unwired platform? Right? Weird technology, right? Sybase. They were doing mobile apps, and we rolled that into our BTP system, which at the time was HANA Cloud Platform and SCP, the SAP Cloud Platform. So now we've got this situation where we're using Sybase and another one called Cyclo, which was a technology written in a funny language called 4GL. And you have programmers for utility pole workers. People going out and repairing electric lines are using our technology. Another cool thing, when you send a text message, I did not tell this morning, a text message from one phone company like AT&T to another company, a Brazilian telephone company, those texts had to be translated. And that company, Sybase, they owned the server that translated those messages between different phone companies. So we had this weird mobile technology all over the place. And they came to me from the IT department and said, can you tell the story of how you rolled this out? How did you do it? So SAP runs SAP became part of our department. And doing that, I was already doing some presentations internally to IT, but never really high up. But now meeting with customers, going out in America to different places and being on stage and trusted to tell the story I'm telling you right now, that's how I got comfortable. Other thing, people ask me, how do I get a job like yours being a community advocate, a developer advocate? How do I get that job? And you got to be old or you got to invent a company and sell it to SAP, and then you have a point of view. And so I'm older. I've been doing this for a while, and I've had these experiences of failing in front of people. Like right now, if this microphone died or if the presentation died, I could keep going. I've had mistakes. I've done RFP presentations where they said to me, show me these features and we're not going to buy your product. And I would open it up and we didn't have the feature. And they get up and they leave the room. And I'm like, oh, I look at the salesperson and they go, you failed. You did a horrible demo. I'm like, well, okay, I'm not the sales guy. So it's their job to tell me how to do a better job as a solution engineer and do demos. And that's what I started to do was become a solution engineer, get out there and really start to do the presentations. Then I got tired of doing database stuff. I didn't love HANA. I couldn't spell HANA. Can't spell ABAP still. I don't know what it is. But in doing these presentations and these skills, I got recruited to go to work for Red Hat. Fell in love with their culture, their community. They believe in what's called meritocracy, which is the best idea should win. And so I was working with Red Hat and talking about cool cloud technology. Before SAP ever got into Kubernetes and containerized applications, which is like this technical way of chopping an app up into pieces, SAP is like, can you come back and teach that to us? I saw you doing it at Red Hat. How can we do that here? And so then I'm now recruited back to SAP to teach our salespeople how to talk about cloud. They did not understand it. So that's my evolution from 2007 to 2017. So that's a crazy 10 years, changed who I was as a person. My weight went up and down as well. I can show you pictures. I look like a different person. What's really cool then is they say, hey, we've heard about you. We want you to come out and talk to developers and be part of the community and go to Tech Ed. You've already been to Tech Ed and you've done like booth duty where you stand there and you work at a booth. But how about you come and you talk to the community members and empower them to talk to each other and understand the different things that are available without being part of a sales cycle, which is refreshing because there's no pressure on me to make you buy something. I want to empower you, and I'll show you a slide in a minute about what we try to do in the community to get you to touch our software and use it. And by the way, this community doesn't need much help. You guys are amazing down here. So the Bluebeard. It's a very long answer to a short question, right? I'm with a bunch of people on the team and a few of the girls, one of them named Lucia Sabatine. She's from Argentina originally, living in Canada. And she goes, none of you guys have any personality. You're no fun. I was like, I have personality. I think I'm pretty funny. She goes, she has purple in her hair. You guys should do something to be more fun. I'm like, well, I don't have hair, but thank you. So she goes, you have a beard. Color your beard. Like, nobody does that. So I go home, and I Google it, and I look on YouTube. I'm like, oh my God, there's crazy people that have dyed their hair. So I, Lucia, how do I do this? She goes, get Vaseline, run around the edge of your face. Otherwise, you'll turn your face blue. I said, okay, thank you. Good tip. She goes, get a shower cap, put it around your face, or all of your clothes and everything in your house is going to turn blue. And this is the part of the story where I tell you that next year I'll be married for a long time. Anybody want to guess how long I've been married? 30 years. Somebody was in the earlier session. So 30 years my wife has known me, maybe loved me, dealt with me. But since 2019, 6 years, I've been dyeing my face, putting mess all over our bathroom. Just the pillowcase when you lay down, it's blue. And my hotel has a blue pillowcase. I don't know about yours, but mine does. So every time I dye my hair, we go out in public, she has to deal with the fact that they go, there's that blue-bearded guy. There's that blue-bearded guy. What's he doing? Who is he? We're in a restaurant. And she'll look, the waitress goes, oh my God, it matches your eyes. And my wife's right there going, are you serious? So I have to be very like kind and not flirt with people in public, but I love being outgoing and talking to people. And I got addicted to the attention. No secret, right? I'm here. I get to travel the world for SAP to tell the story of our community, all the things we do as community advocates and developers. I get to do that. The Bluebeard, the ultimate icebreaker. Some people in technology are a little shy. They may not want to talk and they may not want to come up to other people and say hello. They come up to me, right? Even if it's just for a picture, I'm flattered. You guys make me feel good. So it's amazing. That's the real answer. I have a blue beard because I was teased by somebody in 2018, and to show her that I wasn't scared, I did it. Now, why am I here in Sao Paulo? Yesterday, we had a code jam. Code jam in a nutshell is a 4 to 5 hours, maybe even 6 hours of hands-on keyboard presentation for beginner level all the way to advanced. The difference is it's not part of a selling motion. It's not something that we say to the SAP customers, we're going to come to your site and we're going to do a workshop, we're going to do a hackathon. This is a developer advocate expert coming in, and yesterday we had Jessica and Savio from the BTP go-to-market team. They were just assisting and helping people with Gen AI. It's a great code jam written on GitHub. So the instructions are on GitHub, which is a technical way to interface with the audience, and they're used to it as developers. They go through the process and they ask questions and they learn. So these are literal pictures from yesterday at Exec Consulting, where our SAP App House is in Sao Paulo. They were kind enough to host us, so it was no charge to the attendees. They show up and they code for free, and they get to ask questions of the experts, Savio, Jessica, Caio, and then I was there not as an expert, more as an MC, master of ceremonies, but also knowing the big picture of how they can do these code jams. We couldn't do a lot of them here because I'm coming in today for the SIT. So I did this code jam yesterday. Then I fly out to Lima tomorrow morning. We're going to do code jams in Lima. I'm going to connect with my colleague, Antonio Maradiaga and Rich Heilman. Those two developer advocates are going to meet me in Lima, and then we're going to have, they go to Mexico City, and they're going to do 2 more code jams and 2 more in Bogota, Colombia. So the LATAM Code Jam Tour 2025. We did it last year, and we hit Argentina, and we hit Chile. So this is a really cool experience for this market. I think we need help down here, though, in Brazil, because Brazil is the largest market for SAP. You guys are amazing, but we need more code jams around Brazil. We need, I think, just a Brazil dedicated team. The activity here is amazing. And I've never been to the south, and I will say the words wrong, but Curitiba, and I know Rio de Janeiro's up there, and there's tons of great cities. I know you want me in Rio, but I want to go to all these cities, and I want to get the developer advocates to do events there, but I also want to do meetups where we just hang out. Last night we had, I think it was like 20 people, 25 people at a bar. Yeah, just hanging out, having a drink. You can drink water, you can drink beer, drink whatever you want. Cerveja. Yes, I love it. Okay, so close. I'm a local. So, so, so I drink a few beers. I have fun last night. That's in between the code jams. Party hard at night if you want to, or go back to your hotel, relax, do nothing. But we're having a meetup, right? The idea is to be present and to listen. So when I say to you, I'm listening, you have comments, feedback for me, feel free to give them to me. If you give them in English, I'll probably understand them better. If you want to email me in your native language, that's cool too. So what we did in this Gen AI was we played with the code, and we have an SAP system that uses a thing, it's our interface for large language models. Does anybody know what the name of it is, where you ask a question to SAP and it gives you an answer? It's a Gen AI type thing. Do you know what it's called? So it's not Julie, it's not Jowly, it's Joule. That's right. So we asked Joule, we say, hey, let me just get my slides to move. Okay, we say, who are the names of the 3 siblings in Friends, and give me those answers in JSON with first and last name. And it spits it back out. Ross Geller, Monica Geller, Rachel Green. Is that correct? Are those the siblings in Friends? No, why not? Rachel's not a sibling, right? She might be an in-law if she marries Ross, but yeah, but it's trying to please you. That's a hallucination. So we taught people in the room yesterday to literally do this. Ask questions. You could come up with anything you want. And if you can't get the answer from ChatGPT-4, you could do a drop-down menu inside of SAP's BTP console using Gen AI and a Jupyter notebook. And you would then go and you would ask a different LLM, maybe an older version of ChatGPT, or maybe you would ask Gemini or Grok, whatever we have in the different drop-down menus. Boom, you might get the right answer. Because AI likes to please you and it likes to hallucinate. So the SAP community, another reason I'm here is to say that the Gen AI stuff is not going to replace us. We're humans. We've got to have human interaction. We've got to answer questions. People are writing product using our business apps. They need a human to understand and be intuitive. Sure, you can clean up your answers, your responses. You can go through AI and you can use it to make your life easier. But if we don't fill the top of the funnel with real human answers, it's going to start to do those hallucinations and the community is going to die. You're going to go out there to community.sap.com or you're going to go to Google, and already this is happening at Google. People are Googling a question. How do I get a clean core with SAP S/4HANA in 2025 if I'm in Sao Paulo? It will give you an answer. It summarizes it though. Gemini gives you a summary. And if you scan that and you don't click, maybe it doesn't take you to the answer that lives on the SAP community. So our website loses a click and you lose the other answers that other people are giving. Maybe the first answer is wrong. And you could have gotten 6 different answers if you clicked through to the community or help at SAP or me at SAP. There are tons of different interfaces where these answers live. So we've got to have people filling the top of the funnel so the community stays rich and healthy and gets good answers. I don't know what it's going to be like in 5 years because we're not doing a hockey stick of growth. AI is going straight up. It's changing everything. And it's cool to play with, but I'm also a little scared because I don't want to lose the human interaction. I'm out here drinking and laughing, and the previous presenter, I apologize. I said something and people laughed because we were all just talking in person, having a good time. I don't want to lose that. So I don't want AI to replace everything we're doing. I want to keep having fun. Customers, partners, employees, students, anybody in the audience, a developer, an architect, if you're a functional user, if you're in accounting and you want to talk about anything technical with me at SAP or say, I have a question really about this accounting function, can you help me? I'll try to find the answer. The community website has places that I'll show you you can go to try to get those answers. All right. I have zero idea how long I'm supposed to talk. There's a clock back there that's counting down. Okay, good. I didn't know if it was for me or not. Like the next person, because we were running late. Good, thank you. Okay, so I have 72 minutes left. I got to slow down. So, see? All right. So awareness, engagement, adoption. You don't have to read all the stuff on this slide, but the main point is our team of developer advocates and community people, we want to get awareness, engagement, and adoption. And the way we do that is by publishing things publicly, multimedia things that are interesting. I recorded a YouTube video out here. I'm going to post it on our community YouTube channel. The developer advocates, do you guys see the developer advocate news every week on the developers YouTube channel? All right, if you don't, it's really cool. It talks about stuff at a technical level, but it also talks about other things like the events that we're doing or different things that came out from our product owner. Maybe you don't know what's happening in the HANA space. Maybe you don't know what's happening in the ABAP cloud space because you're a traditional ABAPer. So the developer news comes out every week. DJ Adams does hands-on coding. I go out there and I do different things on the community channel to raise awareness about different events that are happening. And some of those events are not just to drive awareness and engagement and adoption, but to show that we care about you. And we care about you by having you as community members sometimes lead events without us because we can't scale. Our team has less than 50 people, including our marketing team and the different team members that go out and do what I do, the developer advocates, people that are actually in the, let's call it an events management team. There's only 50 of us, and this is a very large company. SAP has 115,000 or so employees, and I'm so lucky I get to come out here and do this, right? Not a lot of people get to travel for work. It's really tough, but I'm down here. Um, I think if you just look at the awareness of being the human touch, being in person, and then you say, I'd like to do that in my area. You don't have to work for SAP to do that. You can be an event organizer, and I can show you the webpage in a second where you can ask to be an event organizer, and you can do what you want to do. We've also got champions in the room, right? So people are SAP champions. We also have mentors. The SAP mentor program is a little different, where people get actually an NDA they sign, and they get to talk to different executive leaders and give feedback, and that happens at events like Sapphire and TechEd. So we've got different levels of programmatic things that we can do as a community, but we can't scale without you guys. So step up in your community if you want to and say, I want to run an event. I want to do a meetup, regular meetup, no presentations. If you want to do a meetup with a presentation, that's cool too. You arrange for an overhead projector or whatever you want to show, and people can come and have a drink and also see a presentation on your subject area. Publicize it on the community. If it's cool and you can do videos and there's not, you can't wear different logos. Like I can't have anything that says Coca-Cola on my shirt right now and put it onto an SAP website. That's against the rules. I can talk verbally about our company and customers that we deal with, but if I'm wearing something, I can't put it on YouTube or I can't put it on the website, or it'll be internal only. So we try to say when you're hosting these meetups, if you're going to record video or do anything, keep it a little generic, and then we can share that with other community members that want to do the same thing. So tons of tips and tricks I've learned. I've broken a lot of rules. Like I said, I like to fail. I like to have failures that are mistakes that I learn from. And so you can do, again, meetups, a meetup plus, or you can go to the highest level, which is the SIT. You're already here. You know what that is. But a lot of people in the world, and especially in the United States, do not do SITs like you. This is like, don't quote me. Stop your recording. It's embarrassing in America. If I could go to an event and have 500 people like this, community organized, this is insanely good. So I love everybody in this room. You've made me feel such pride because of what you're putting on with the fact that you're here doing this, and you're doing it for the benefit of the SAP community first. You're keeping that community member at the top of the pyramid, and that's awesome. So big thank you for that. Oh, while I'm doing that, let's do another gratuitous thank you to the staff, all the volunteers that put this on. Roberta, everybody, let's clap for them because like this. Roberta did this. She did this for me. Like, I don't need my ego to get any bigger, but she did that. She's awesome. Okay. How many people in here would consider themselves functional and never want to do development? Awesome. So you all want to learn and you want to do a little coding, a little touching of things on your keyboard and figuring out how the stuff works at SAP. Have you heard of Devtoberfest? Awesome. Great program online. It was born out of the pandemic. So during the pandemic, we were doing what I like to call one of the worst experiences that you can have, which is sitting in front of your computer looking at another webinar. Yay, I get to join a conference remotely and sit in my office at home and not engage with a human being. We decided to build some excitement. We would have Devtoberfest. We played off of the term Oktoberfest, which is in Germany, starts in late September, goes in October. We're doing the same thing. For 4 weeks, we code and we showcase code with developers inside of SAP and at the customers. So what you see here is that it's for developers by developers, daily education, different speakers. You can do tutorials and earn points. So there's gamification. Depending on what country you're in, maybe not here, I don't know, you win a prize. And the prizes, the grand prize, if you reach Nerdvana, which is level 4, very bad writing, but that says Nerdvana. Nerdvana means that you get your name thrown into a hopper and they pull out the top 10 winners or random winners out of the people that reach the top level. So what's cool about this is you get to do all this in your free time like community members, and we recognize you and we publicize you on the community. And we brag about the fact that you're a community member that dedicated your free time to learning and talking to SAP experts. If you watch something on YouTube, you can ask questions because these are live stream events. So the developer's YouTube channel literally has the question and answer on the side, and people are talking back and forth and interacting. So then you got, oh, it's not a webinar. I'm actually learning in real time from the head of ABAP Cloud, from the head of whatever's happening with Jewel. Jewel, see, that's what the comedians call a throwback. So now what's nice about Devtoberfest is it happens every year now. It's literally part of the Tech Ed branding, and it's a conference that you can attend from, like I said, your home, but it's a build-up to Tech Ed. Tech Ed will be virtual this year. So how many people like to go to Tech Ed? All right. It used to be in Vegas back in the old days, and then it would go to Barcelona or somewhere in Europe, and then it would go to Bangalore, India. These pictures are from India. It is bonkers. Like the SIT energy in India is probably close to this. I think you guys are better, but that's because I'm standing here in Brazil. So, in India, I might say something different, but no, it's bonkers. So there were so many people in the developer garage, and they are doing tutorials and learning and asking experts questions down here on their own laptops because we didn't have enough machines. In America, we have like 20 machines and nobody does anything on their own. In India and a little bit in Europe, but I bet you here it will be the same. Everybody brings their laptop and they just want to do the tutorials and learn. And you can only get that content at the Tech Ed show floor. So it's a really cool advantage to go into Tech Ed besides meeting people in person, talking to experts and asking questions that you've been dying to ask that you didn't hear from a Sapphire presentation. And maybe at Connect, you're not going to get the same thing that you want out of a Connect conference. You'd rather talk to the person who built the code, talk to the person who owns the app, ask them that deeper level question, confront them in person because it's harder to hide when you're not standing behind a keyboard. So that's what we love is that we're actually doing this in person. We see all these people at SAP Tech Eds and they love to code with us. The other thing I'll say about Tech Ed is it's virtual, so you can attend it from here and you can watch the same presentations that are live and streamed, but you can't watch everything. We are going to have a demo jam, which is 2 people will be on stage from however many people are on a team, and they're going to present an app that they built using BTP. And so this is a cool thing. If you want to submit, it is still, we have 5 days left until July 31st to submit a demo jam presentation. And then we're going to select at random the top 6 teams, and they're going to send 2 people each for free to Berlin. Now, we don't pay travel, but we do give them 2 tickets. So 2 tickets to the event if you get yourself to Germany. The other thing that's happening in America is the ASUG Tech Connect. It was in Florida last year. 2 years ago, it was in New Orleans. This year, it's in Louisville, Kentucky. Anybody know where Louisville, Kentucky is? Anybody like to drink bourbon? All right, horse racing and bourbon. Those are the 2 things that Louisville's famous for, as well as a baseball bat called the Louisville Slugger. So Louisville is a very cool city, smaller city, and it's going to host Tech Connect. So if you want to go there and you want to interact and have fun at ASUG's Tech Connect, it's similar content. The tracks are very similar to what you would see in Berlin. It's another chance to do the on-site conference. Unfortunately, it is the exact same dates, the 4th through the 6th of November. All right. So I want to go now to the website and show you a few of the things in the community I was mentioning. So Devtoberfest calendar, if I refresh this page, I promise it's not going to be an eye chart. All right, so last year's events, if I want to see them, I click on my calendar tab here in the Devtoberfest area. How do I get to Devtoberfest? Well, we go to Events, Devtoberfest. So this is what you'll do in September and October of this year. Last week of September, 3 weeks of October is going to be the 4 weeks of Devtoberfest. The last week we have to actually be on the road because we're going to Germany. So then July 2025, there's nothing scheduled and there's not anything scheduled yet. But if I go back in time, I can see all the different events that happened in Devtoberfest. So the purple is going to be because it's something happening on Tuesday that has to do with S/4HANA, build apps, work zone. That was all one category of functional application usage. So guiding experiences with work zone. Over here, though, you're going to see this day focused more about things, what you should know about key user extensibility in S/4HANA, how to build a CAP plugin with Node.js. So it was more front-end development. Let's say you want to see this tools for clean ABAP. Some of you out here don't have a clean core, I can tell. So then we scroll down. We see that we've got a video. So you could have watched this live last year. Now you can watch the replay. You can see the Q&A. You can go to YouTube. There's actually still an ability to ask questions in the YouTube channel. So this is how you can interface with these high-level experts from customers and partners. So some of these are SAP presenters, some are from our partners. So this is where we post these events and we stream them on our community page. We also put the calendar event on LinkedIn and we promote them there as well. So you can always find a way to watch Devtoberfest and get to the content. Now, let's say you want to do what I was talking about earlier and have a local meetup. Well, that's where we go into the group section. Groups could be organized by activities. They could be organized by locations. Like if we just take a real quick peek in the Americas, let's scroll down and see if we can see, like, is it North America, South America? No, these are all just cities all over North and South America. I've been told again, Rio is I'm supposed to go there. Okay. So if you don't see a group here in your city, you can raise your hand electronically and you can tell us that you want to have a group area where you can actually talk about your topics and things like the SITs may be happening in there. So to do that, you go to events, become an event organizer. It's that easy. I'm not going to read this whole website to you right now, but this is a place you can go to interact and actually become an event organizer. And you don't have to feel the pressure to do anything, but you just go into the calendar and you post as a community member, I want to get together at a local bar. Everybody pays their own way. You're not paying for this. You're not being given a budget. There is some budget money available. I don't know what it is, but like they do give a little bit of money, and Laura, who runs this program, is in charge of that. And she will give some money sometimes depending on where the event is and what's needed. And I don't know what it covers. I literally don't. I love to say I don't know. I never lie. That's what I learned in pre-sales. You say I don't know. And I don't know what kind of money there is available for an event, but that's not the point of it. It's to get together and talk and have fun and put in the community calendar that you're doing stuff. So the next thing on the website I'll show you is if you go to the community top page, I'm logged in here. I talk about the login process because it's annoying to me. We're using Universal ID. We're trying to improve it. And I bring this up because some people said to me, why does it bounce 6 different places? Why does it log me out of my phone? I just want to make a comment. Like I hear that feedback and I'm like, me too. I want to do a little thumbs up to something I saw that I liked, or I want to make a comment on a blog post. By the time my phone registers that I'm logged into the page, it's already timed out and I'm annoyed, so I just move on. I want to fix that. I want to make it better. So if there's anywhere in this community page that you don't like, if there's things you want redesigned, if there's functions you need us to change, I'll do my best to make that happen. I can't do it though because it's a third-party software vendor. I can't go in directly and make the changes. This is a hosted company called Koros that host our website years ago, and Koros just got bought by Ignite, which is an AI company. So we have no idea what's going to happen after our contract runs out. But Koros and Ignite are the companies that run our website. We put all the content up there, the standards, the colors, the design. If something's missing and you need it, just tell me. Or just if the login process is annoying, something like that. Or I can't find my group when I need to find it. Let me know those things and I'll try to fix them. Okay? All right, I'm pretty much done. I have a couple of slides here I want to go back to though. This is where we get very interactive and I take a chance to actually either make you happy or yell at me. I mean that. So the SAP community is a global network. We're working on AI. We're going to have answers and questions. But I want to make sure that we keep that human connection about things that keep people energized. So I'll probably say this wrong because my Portuguese again is pretty bad. It's vai Corinthians. Thank you. Like literally what I should stop talking. That's it. But because there's like two people in the audience that shook their head, it's blue. Come on, see? It's like hello. All right. So I've got the community Sao Paulo up here. I got community.sap.com, a couple websites. This QR code goes to the information about the SIT event. I am so honored again to get to be here to do this. Thank you for putting up with my sarcasm. I love all you guys. I mean that. I do have a couple of like community stickers and a few things that I'll lay out on the table here when I'm done. I'll drop them now because I don't forget. So yeah, if you need anything from me, josh.bentley@sap.com. I'm on LinkedIn. I love pictures, I love attention, and I love all of you. Obrigado.